Hi everyone, it's Miriam with a Y. Many of you know that I love butterflies, so I had a crazy idea. Can we dip a butterfly? I don't know. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, and let's add another obstacle too. Let's make the whole thing predominantly metallic. Why not? If it doesn't work, we'll hopefully have a pretty result anyway. And if we don't, repeat after me. It is just paint. We dust ourselves off, and then we look forward to the next pour. My colors are purple Pizzazz in straight DecoArt Americana. In the Dazzling metallics, I pulled out Festive red. And in the extreme sheen, I have Sapphire and 24K gold. And in regular acrylic again, I have the Americana lamp black. I am going to be combining the Festive red and the Sapphire in order to get myself a sort of a dark purple as another metallic. And I'll use the blue on its own, but I don't think I'm using the red on its own. All right, let's do this. I will be planning my dip on an 8x8" canvas panel, and I will be dipping a regular 8" canvas onto it. And that way, if both are pretty, both can survive. I'm using these wonderful little silicone cups to hold my panel up. I love these little things because they're so easy to clean if paint drips all over them. Now, my first step is to spread a layer of white paint over the entire canvas panel. I'm using a silicone brush for this. I find it super easy to use. Now, this is thinned with pouring medium, this paint. All of my paint is thinned to the same consistency, and my mix formula is in the description box and on the screen right now. Next, I'm making a very quick rudimentary butterfly shape with the colors I want to use. I am not trying for a realistic butterfly shape at all, because I'm thinking that when you dip, things change a lot, so I just kind of want to put colors down roughly where I think they should go. Now, I will try a well-drawn butterfly the next time and see if that makes a difference, because it just might. You never know. Once that was done, I spread a layer of white paint onto the canvas to be dipped onto the butterfly. Now, I made this layer thin, much thinner than the first one. I honestly don't know yet if a thicker layer would make the result better or worse. It's just instinct that makes me want to put less on this top canvas. Okay, and now the dip. It's oddly satisfying to feel the two canvases come together. I gotta say, it really, really is. Now, with another silicone brush, I am lightly passing over the back of the canvas so that it makes contact with the paint on the panel that's beneath it. I'm not pressing hard. Pretty much the same pressure that I used when I was spreading the paint. Now, a last quick check that the edges have made contact too, like really good contact, because you need paint across the entire surface. Now I'm lifting the entire sandwich to move my little cups over so that I'll have room for both canvases once they get separated. Okay, and now a deep breath and a little prayer. And voila! Didn't get what I wanted, but this is very pretty. I wonder This one, this is pretty too, but we won't call this a butterfly because it doesn't look like one. This one, I am getting a butterfly sense out of this. This one is just pretty without being a butterfly per se. So this one I'll clean up, but not with any intent of trying to get a butterfly, because that I think would be a lot of work. There are some places that just need more white paint. Like this is just a pretty experience. It's really interesting that I have so many cells. Nothing that I have here has silicone, so I'm blown away by all of that. I don't know if it's some sort of reaction to the metallic. I have no idea. So all I'm doing now is just filling in this. The canvas is exposed here, so I'm just putting some white paint to fill in that naked spot. Just looking to see where the canvas kind of went bare. Needs it a little bit here too. And I love the colors going on here. It's kind of butterfly-ish, but just pretty just by itself. Look at that. Look at all that patterning. How pretty is that? Ugh, just so, so pretty. I love all the detail. And this is metallic, so when it dries, oh my word. And then here, this is a lot of paint. It's a lot of paint. I'm a little concerned about it. But the patterning here is stunning. I mean, just stunning. So my goal is going to be to preserve as much of it as I can and still carve out a butterfly. Not a scientifically accurate one, an abstract one. That's my thing. Embrace the abstract. It doesn't have to be a perfect butterfly. That's the fun of fluid art, and it's why I got into it. To take breaks from my type A world of colored pencil drawing and jewelry making. For example, I individually hand draw each wing for these earrings. Now, I love doing it, but it requires absolute precision. But here, I can relax and just play. Let yourselves play when you paint. Give yourselves permission to have fun. I'm pretty convinced if we could send canvases and paint and pouring medium and a couple of how to pour videos to terrorist groups and criminal organizations and other unhappy groups of people, they'd be a much happier bunch, don't you think? Making art is good for the soul, for health. It relieves the stress of the day. I mean, I am blowing air at paint through the tubing from my fish tank. How seriously can I be taking life right now? Just can't doing this. So, no matter how bad something might be feeling, at this moment, it's okay. It's okay. So, for a little while, I would add white paint and use it to push in parts of the butterfly with both my tubing and my old fan-shaped paintbrush. Now that I'm seeing clear wing shapes, I have to decide whether I want to stop here or add a body. And if I add a body, how am I going to do it? Fluidly, meaning while the paint is still wet, or am I going to wait until the canvas dries and paint it in later? I'm choosing option 1. I'm going to do it while it's still wet. So I'm trying swirling in a body and head. So I have a little black paint down here. Okay, this head proved to be way too tiny for the big, bold butterfly. So I am now pouring out some blue metallic paint, just like a drop. Because what I know about this paint is that when it hits white paint, for whatever reason, it just bleeds into it. It kind of spreads out and breaks apart. It's really cool. I've seen this happen in painting after painting. So now, now I really wanted to do it. So I'm really hoping it does, so that it'll give me a nice soft edge. And it is being really good to me in doing just that. Now to work on the other, even more abstract one. Because there's very little paint on this one, there's really no ability to move it much. So I'm flooding the periphery with white paint, and then with my airbrush, I'm blowing the paint inward. I'm okay with losing the current shape. There are patches within this that I definitely want to keep because of the pretty cells and the lacing. But other than that, I'm letting myself play. My hope is that when the white paint hits the colors, it'll blend a little and give me wet paint to move around. But since that isn't working, I'm adding the other colors of paint too. I am a little unsure now if I'm going to get this to work, but no risk, no reward. And it's just paint, right? You said right, didn't you? Okay, good. Just checking. This was about half an hour or so of adding paint and blending it in, looking for bare spots and filling them in. More blowing and brushing. And then, of course, came happy tendril making. I was definitely in my element now. And then I was finally able to say, I am done. So naturally, because I'm me, I could not help but keep playing. I felt like the little line that I'd made before was too small for the boldness of this butterfly, so it was either go bold or go home. This looks kind of dull now, but I think that when it dries, it should be rather metallic. So that's my hope and prayer right now. And I really like the head very much. I think that is fun. And we will see how this dries, but the patterning on this is just stunning. I am so happy with this. And we will see how it dries. Now, for the other piece, I kind of went the other way, completely letting it go abstract and not worrying about trying to be anything with this. There were some little things I didn't want to lose, so I love this little pocket of cells right here and here, but I wanted to get some movement out in this direction. So I'm hoping I achieve that, and we'll see how this dries. And here is how they dried. Really, really well. Every sharp detail remained. The one surprise was the purple metallic. It has no metallic aspect at all in either painting. It looked metallic when it was wet, but it dried completely flat. It's a puzzlement. But in a way, I like it better this way. The blue and gold, however, are shiny. More so in the butterfly because the paint layer was thicker. Now you get to see what the fairies did to my butterfly when, I was sleeping. Yeah. Okay, seriously. I had fun embellishing the butterfly with metallic dots here and there, and I added a more 3D looking body with a prettier shape, I think. I am loving this technique. Let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up, and please share this wherever you can. I hope you'll try this, and if you do, come show it off in my Facebook group. I would love to see it. Thank you again, Fiona from Fiona Art, for inspiring me to play with this technique. And thank you all for watching. Go let your creative natures shine. See you in a couple of days. Bye now.